You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The League After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The League After Show.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another The League After Show, Season 5, Episode 11, The Credit Card Alert. I'm your host, Jennifer Golden, and with me tonight I have my lovely co-host.
And I am Lauren Leonelli. This show's almost over.
What will we do to laugh?
I don't know, but we're going to have to befriend all of the actors on the show and then hang out with them because I love them so much.
I know.
We need to find them.
And they're coming for Season 6. They're
That's
all
right.
coming.
They're all coming. So make sure you tune in for our after show for Season 6 because we're getting them all of them for you. And they're amazing. But first, we're going to become friends with them all.
We are.
We're going to find them and their stand-up. But seriously, we need to do that, Jen.
We're going to track them down. We will even live tweet their stand-up shows, I think, probably.
Don't say I think. We will.
We'll do it. And speaking of people that do stand-up, Steve I never know how to say his last name.
Ranazeri. I can't say.
When
we become friends with him,
we'll know how to say it. He is hysterical. So Kevin and Jenny have this situation. They are dealing with their daughter Ellie's basketball coach.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, how timely that she is a Victoria's Secret model.
Perfect. They just
Erin Heatherton.
They had the Victoria's Secret fashion show just happened.
Yeah. Wait, Erin Heatherton?
Heatherton.
Yes, Heatherton. They just had the fashion show last night. The actual taping of it was last night, or 2 nights ago in New York. Last night.
Within the last 48 hours.
Oh, we should cover that as an after show.
What? Too late.
No, it's December 10 on CBS.
Oh, the actual taping. Yeah. Okay. Phil.
Anyway,
we'll do
that. So they have to talk to the coach because the coach apparently is really hard on Ellie and all the other teammates.
And clearly she's a lesbian. So they
right,
say.
Because that's the stereotype of sporty women.
Of a sporty woman who happens to be very aggressive. So they're saying.
Right. I love when Ruxin was naming all of the stereotypes. So I wrote down a few.
Let's name some of those.
Well, Ruxin said, obviously, the coach is a lesbian and that all basketball players cheat on their wives.
And Jenny was like, "That you can't say that out loud. Yes, it's probably true, but you can't say that out loud."
She said it's a cultural unmentionable.
Yeah.
And he cannot talk about it out loud. You can think it, but you cannot. So then also Ethiopians are parking attendants. Israelis sell cell phones. And by the way, I'm sorry, a stereotype is a stereotype for a reason, but there is truth to those stereotypes.
Yeah.
They didn't come from nowhere.
That's true.
And Israelis do sell cell phones. Africans have yellow eyes, and there was more, but I mean, at that point, it just got too much to write down.
You didn't write the rest down?
I didn't write the rest down.
Wait, I'll think of the other ones, but I was laughing. It's so funny because that's just like basically what this show is. It's a bunch of cultural unmentionables, and they just go for it anyway. So it's so funny that they're calling themselves out on it right now. And that Jenny is like, you can't say that, even though the whole entire show is based on things that you can't quote unquote say. It's so funny,
and they say it for us.
I love it.
Anyway, so they go and they confront the basketball coach,
only to find out
that she's scary. She legitimately scares them all.
And they busted a stereotype with her because they're like, you're expecting her to look a certain way. Well, we find out, jumping to the end, that maybe she's not a lesbian, maybe she's both. But we find out that she has a sexual relation with a woman, and so it's funny that they like give the stereotype and then they debunk it, and then they
bring it back later.
Yeah. Anyway.
So clever. But so she basically like gives them a run for their money, and she like makes them do push-ups and she treats them like they're on the team too.
And they like it.
The men, I wrote down that because I was like, it's interesting that they all had a different opinion of her. Pete was turned on. Ruxin
was turned on.
Ruxin was turned on later, but first called her a Shikzilla, which was a Shiksa, but she was like a
but
Godzilla type.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Kevin was terrified of her. He's like, I'm scared of her wrath. I am not attracted to her.
Yeah, but he kept going
Taco,
back
of
for
course,
more,
was.
though. He kept going back. Yeah, but Taco security, he had no idea what
Well,
was happening.
I think he went back because Jenny said that she would go back if he didn't, and so he had to go and brought the other guys for backup.
That's
and
true.
then they just watched her. Jenny shows up.
That's true.
And they compared who had a bigger sack, and
hers was a hairy big sack.
hairy giant big sack,
And she did wind sprints.
Right, I didn't know what those were. I think I wrote like she ran around.
Those are called wind sprints.
Thank you for that.
Or sometimes they're called shoot. It's not stadiums, but they're called something.
Suicides?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what that was.
When you like run and stop, and that's like a basketball drill.
So she really did it, and they all took what this woman said seriously. Oh, and that guy, the other dad that was in jail, came in.
Oh, yeah.
And he confronted her, and he's like, "This is as close as I can get to like what my life was like in jail."
That was funny. And the thing is that they all, no matter what, they all had their different opinions about her. She held court, the coach, with all of them. Like, nobody could tell her what to do. Nobody could make her stop being, harsh and rude to the kids, to the girls. Like, no matter whose approach, it was like nobody could break her.
She did a really great job. I actually was curious as to how a Victoria's Secret model, she's typically a model, would act and in that role as well. I wonder, though, why they picked her. And, it could have been any Victoria's Secret model. It could have been any model itself, in general. But she did a great job.
The casting process, we don't know what happened. If
No,
it
but I'm
was
so curious.
a
Somebody tell
first
us.
choice, or if she was the first choice, or if they wrote it for her. They're just like, any
Scheduling.
Victoria's Secret model, just get any of them in.
Right.
But I thought she did well. She was funny and believable, and she wasn't a bad actress.
No.
She was good.
She was great for that part. Also, these storylines always intertwine.
Always.
So another one that sort of came into fruition toward the end. Pete is dating a married woman named Georgia.
Yeah. She totally came on to him super strong.
Oh, yeah. At the store
at the
where he
store.
was splurging.
Yeah. So that's why it's called the
credit card alert.
Credit card alert, because this was the theme throughout the show, that it was the credit card woman who, that operator was hysterical.
So
Stop
funny.
Talking like me.
Like me.
Yeah. You need to
Stop
stop right now. She always does that.
She always does that.
She was hysterical. She reminded me of the State Farm commercial where the guy's like talking to I'm digressing for a second, but just deal with me, okay? He's like on the phone. He's like, "You can do that for me? I'm married." And the wife comes downstairs. She's like, "Who are you on the phone with?"
Oh, yeah.
And he's like,
And she's like, "What are you wearing?"
Jake from State Farm. She's like, "Give me the phone." "Hi, Jake from State Farm. What are you wearing?" And he's like, "Khakis." And she's like, "She sounds hideous." Like, that's because he's a man. The person on the other end was like super funny and like stone faced, and
So
that's what
deadpan.
she reminded me of. She was so funny, and then
I love that she judges the spending based on what you
Totally.
you characteristically shop at a certain type of store, like Old Navy or the meatball place.
But that's what they do, though. They judge your profile based on where you're shopping and what you're spending. That does say something about you. It's so
she said
funny.
he was working poor.
working poor.
Pete was. So
he buys a $200 sweater,
Right.
and that alerts his credit card. And then she swoops in, Georgia, Ellie Larder.
yeah, and she's like, "I like your sweater," and then they have sex.
They have sex,
Right.
and then go to dinner. And then she totally is like, "I'm married," and he's like, "Oh, shiza."
He's like, "Married to your job."
Oh, that was so funny. That again reminded me of when in Knocked Up, classic movie, where she tells Seth Rogen's character, "I'm pregnant," and he says, "With emotion."
Yeah, good,
So funny.
good reference.
I mean, I've got full of them tonight.
You are. So anyway, Pete is like dating this woman, and everybody's sort of not supporting it because it's obviously against
But
the
they're all-
sanctity of marriage.
Yeah, but
and
they're all kind of cool with it at the same time.
But
though.
I think Andre is cool with it, which is why we'll talk about him later. But they poo-poo on his trade with Andre because they don't support what he's doing with Georgia, so they cancel his trade.
But that's just them, I think, trying to get a one-up somehow. I don't know that they all morally really have a problem with it, but I think...
Well, Ruxin explains it later. He's like, well, first you take a pee on all of our marriages because you're the single guy, and then you get to have sex with this woman
and rub it in our faces.
Right. So it was less about the sanctity of marriage
It
and
was
more that
more
he
of-
gets
yeah,
to do these things
exactly.
and they don't.
Exactly.
So anyway, it all comes to a head. Well,
Andre and he try and make the trade,
Right.
and then Andre decides that he's going to be the accomplice and wears the wig.
The adultery accomplice.
That wig was,
So funny.
first of all, it totally changes the way Andre looks.
And they even said that. They were making fun of him, and they're like, wait, he's not as annoying with the hair.
I know. I kind of like hair Andre better. That's what Ruxin said. Hair
Yeah.
Andre. Or haired Andre or something like that. Oh, the language I use is hysterical. But yes, that was funny when he came in, the outfit he had on, that shirt with the bag.
And he was trying to look like Pete because in case he got into a sticky situation and anybody would come after Pete because of the adultery,
Which ended up happening.
he would be in disguise.
And that was nice of him to take one for the team, even though everyone will throw him under the bus when the time is right.
Right. So he gives his apartment and says, my apartment is located near George's gym. That's where you usually meet her. And you
Perfect.
can have my place as your pad for your love nest.
And he's in there when they come in with the huevos.
Oh my God. He makes them post-coital breakfast.
That first of all, they said that. I don't like that. Don't
And
ever
moist.
say, don't, why did you knew that? I don't
I hate
like that word.
I wrote it down.
Okay, could you not, don't, we
I'll
can
never
talk
say it
about
again.
it. We can talk about it for the sake of
But
the episode.
the reason it comes up is because they're talking about Andre's love of Danielle Steele novels. And because they make him that word. And that apparently is the classy wet. Sorry, I know
It's
that's
still-
not better,
yeah, no, it's
but
fine.
in reference to that word, that's what it's about.
It is not, that word is awful and horrible, and the English language could totally exist without that word.
Totally could. So anyway, this adultery accomplice overbooks, triple books basically. And I mean, now we're just jumping around, but he...
No, we're back to,
so many things happened in this one episode.
They always do, and then they
Yeah.
all come to an end, but come together at the end. But
Pete and Georgia show up
Yeah.
to use the pad, and
Andre's there with his
eggs.
His
eggs. And then all of a sudden, Jenny, Kevin, and Ruxin walk in because they're
Wait.
going to watch the Bulls
Oh,
game.
that's right.
And it's all on the same day.
And of course, Taco's already had sex
Right.
with someone. And they said the surprising part was that he uses condoms.
because he asked Andre to go out and get condoms.
And I'm sure Andre did it.
Probably. He just wants to help
Bad
everybody.
for Andre. Andre is like,
Annoying, but so cute also.
I want to have a real conversation with that dude because I don't understand how he pulls that off so convincingly.
And doesn't break.
Like,
None of them break. I don't know how.
I don't think that the actor, what is the actor's name? I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Sorry, but because we're talking about so much, I don't believe that the actor is any different from Andre. Like, I think it's the same person.
Right?
Because
Like,
I can't imagine him any other way.
He's the
All
best.
those other guys. I mean, I've seen Nick Kroll, like, at a roast or whatever. He's like that. He's like snarky.
He's the same
witty,
person.
kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Funny humor. Like, there's no way that Andre, the actor, is different. I can't
Well,
get over
did
it.
you used to see him on Best Week Ever?
No.
Oh, because he wasn't as nerdy, but like similar. Just not as
God,
Andre, but a
it's-
little.
I mean,
it's a
like,
degree.
he's so good. I can't. He needs an Emmy.
I think so. This
all I'm
whole
saying.
show does. I think it's
I love
genius.
them.
So we see later on at the basketball game.
Yeah.
Everybody's there supporting Ellie.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's great. Taco's there in his ridiculous security outfit because
Yeah.
he's supporting the security team. He thinks it's a team.
He thinks it's a team, and he's like, yeah,
He's over the Bears.
he's over the Bears, and he's like, you always see somebody at a game wearing this, cheering, or just standing there, like somebody, I'm on that team. Like, he's so
And then
clueless.
several times throughout the episode, people needed security. And
the woman that got her purse stolen, and he was like, yes, and she's like, security, and he's like, woo, and
he
high-fived her.
Oh.
Sad Taco.
Well, at least he's back to being dumb Taco.
I know, I like dumb Taco.
But Smart Taco was really hot.
Smart Taco.
I
was
liked him.
hot.
Smart.
I like him either way.
I know. John LeJoy. Anywho, so at this basketball game, Georgia and her husband happened to be there on the opposing team's
Yes.
side because their
First-
child was on the team.
First, the team picture is floating around, though, of
Oh,
the
yeah.
coach and all of the little girls.
And they looked like they all had like Stockholm syndrome.
They were like they looked very threatened in the photo.
Yeah.
And of course, there's like, the short shorts on the supermodel coach.
Right.
So, of
Roxanne
course,
takes that.
they're all looking at this photo and dying over it.
Right.
And then we notice now they're playing this game, and George is on the other side.
Making eyes at Pete.
Oh, like so obviously. It was like,
oh
come
my
on,
goodness.
honey. The poor husband. This has probably happened to him like 500
I
times
would guess
before.
that, yeah, he seemed a little bit like familiar
like
with this
he was on
story.
point all the time. Every time she looks a direction, he's like, oh, another guy you slept with?
But the genius part of this whole thing is that the giveaway.
Oh.
But because she said, no, I don't know anybody over there. But the giveaway was when he got a phone call.
The credit card.
About credit card fraud.
Same lady. Same operator.
Lady, and it was because on his card, and she profiled him, it was a lot of meatball purchases.
And that's not normally where he goes.
No, and it was that particular place called Jimmy Sheffalo's. And then across the way, lo and behold, Pete is taking off his jacket, and you
eating
see
the
reveal,
meatball sandwich and
the Jimmy Sheffalo shirt.
After he was already on alert because she was making eyes at him. He put
Right.
2 and 2 together and charged across the court.
And goes after Pete, who then goes running and then runs into the janitorial closet where he finds Ruxin. Oh, jeez.
That made me very uncomfortable.
Me too. But I love the references to the Vinegar Strokes face and the train left the station and all the things they always say about, you know.
It was good.
It's like when you have your friends and you have your lingo, but now we're in on their lingo.
They make you feel like you're in on it. And it was so funny that he's like, I can't stop once I've started. And then they both had to experience the
that's just
finale.
Not something you do with your friend.
And they were both like, oh, it was so...
and it was then, a picture of the team, but he covered the kids, and it was just of the coach.
So it wasn't inappropriate, but it was. And then, meanwhile, this poor husband is left still searching, and we come to somebody that looks so much like Pete in the parking lot. And who is it? Poor Andre.
They really just bring everything back. Like, you know, in comedy, you have a callback, or like, you know, and then the audience is like, that's so smart because you brought it back.
But it's not cheesy and wrapped up like a Pretty Little Present. It's like just, it's funny how they make the A and B and sometimes C storyline all come together. It's done in a clever way. It's not cheesy at all. It makes perfect sense. It's not, they're not reaching for it to happen.
No,
it like
it's just so
happens.
Funny.
Yeah.
You almost forget about part of the storyline and then it comes back and you're like,
and you can never predict it. Or I mean, it's like I'm not even thinking like, okay, well, Andre looks like him. Clearly, he's going to get his ass beat.
Right.
I wasn't even going there. No, but I wasn't even going there because I think they keep your mind occupied with so many things, with other storylines and with other constant jokes.
Like the show almost has ADD. You don't even have a chance.
You don't have a chance to be like, I'm bored. I'm going to predict the ending to this. Like,
no. It's just great. Did you think we touched on everything?
I think we touched on everything.
I think we should talk about some news and gossip.
I think we should move on to news and gossip. We've got some stuff.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So this week, it was very funny. Next week, however, is the 1-hour season finale.
Which I'm sad about, but it's an hour.
And it's an hour of genius because we have Aziz Ansari, Lizzie Kaplan.
Yay.
Lizzie Kaplan plays Rebecca Ruxin.
Sister? I like that.
And Vernon Davis.
Oh, hey.
Hey. So, as sad as we are, because it's our last episode, but it's going to be a good one.
Some great actors, football players. We're going for it.
We're going for it. And, I mean, BuzzFeed is killing it with their lists of things. They always have a great list of the top whatevers, and it's just great. So, they happen to have 26 reasons you are Rodney Ruxin.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh. Well, if you follow the League FX,
FXX,
the handle, that, they post genius stuff. They retweet each other's stuff.
Yeah.
They post a lot of clues as to what's happening. They post sneak peeks. I really support, following them on Twitter.
I totally agree with number 5, by the way.
Tell it.
That you're well aware that vodka is the solution to any dilemma.
I think that we
highly
support
tell
that.
me it isn't. I mean, you guys have to get this. What is this on?
BuzzFeed. 26 reasons you are Rodney Ruxin. Number 1, you've got wicked awesome dance moves.
Yeah.
Number 2, you know your worth.
You're the snazziest dresser among your friends.
6, but if you happen to solve too many dilemmas with your vodka, you know how to perfectly sum up your hangover.
Oh. And number 26, so go forth, shit sippers, because deep down you know. That's number 26?
I guess.
I don't get that.
Well, it's because he always says that, like, they're cheating or, like, that they're not doing fair trade.
And he always kind of just gives in at the end and is like, okay, fine, you all suck. Like, maybe that's just him.
Right, and he's just like, you know what you did. Yeah. And we don't have the pictures here, but there are cute pictures that go along with it, and they, like, do dances.
So find that on BuzzFeed.com, and while you're perusing the internet, make sure you go on to iTunes and rate and comment and tell a friend. Keep the conversation going. Let us know what you think about our show. Again, next season we are going to be bringing you lots of the stars for the show.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in. And thank you again for listening and watching and rating and commenting. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yay.
Yay. So I think that's...
Should we predict a little?
Time
Let's
for
do a
the
little
predictions.
And now,
That's what we were going to say.
your AfterBuzz
It's always
TV
that time.
predictions.
I predict that the season finale is going to be a maze fest.
I am going to laugh so hard that I'm gonna predict that a tear will roll down my face, a tear of sadness and a tear of laughter, all roped up into one soft, wet.
Oh, you
Tear.
went there.
I almost said it.
I almost just gave you back a word.
I
that-
wasn't going to say it
No.
because it's not allowed.
No.
I
I predict that there are going to be a lot of callbacks to other
course.
seasons. You know, they love doing the guest stars. I wonder what Aziz is going to play. I wonder if we're going to see Dirty Randy and Seth Rogen and them, because there are going to be hints, but then there are going to be surprises where we go, ha, oh my God, it's genius.
Right.
So I feel like they're going to bring back a lot of people. We have to see Rafi because we haven't seen him in a bit.
Yeah, I feel like Rafi needs to come back because they're going to have to explain. They're going to have to bring him back in so
Yeah.
they can explain how he leaves.
Totally.
I predict, I'm just repeating myself all season, I think Andre's going to bring a hot chick.
Andre wasn't at the basketball game because he was coming late and then he got punched, but that would have been cool if Erin Heatherton was his girlfriend. Oh, we have to talk about the major thing that happened.
They ended up, Erin and Allie's characters ended up in bed together.
Yeah.
And Andre was there for it. And he was making them. So see, I think he's gonna. Something's gonna happen.
Maybe they brought him
predict
into it, and now he's got a
threesome.
girlfriend. Oh my God, I
Threesome.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an
Okay.
amazing show.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching. Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, and my website.
And I'm Jennifer Golden. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jen the Jew. My website's jennifergolden.com and Facebook, Jennifer Golden.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.